Welcome to the House of Bob RPG podcast. It's me, Shubert. I'll be your humble host on this very special holiday episode. Today we're going to play Og, the role-playing game of Caveman Miscommunication by Robin D. Laws. So this is actually the third time we're playing Og. So if you like what you hear today, make sure you go back and check out the original Cave of Bob on the House of Bob podcast feed, and Cave of Bob 2, available to our patrons on patreon.com/thehouseofbob. Now, without further ado, it's time to introduce today's incredible cast of players. Longtime listeners of the podcast will recognize our first player right away, perhaps as Douglas from our House of Annihilation campaign, or one of her popular Blackout characters, Olivia Crow, Jinbei, or Triple B. It's everyone's favorite House of Bob member, Cristina. Hi, Cristina.
Heyo.
Whoop,
How's
whoop.
it going? Yeah. Wow.
How's it going with you, Cristina?
It's going good. I like holiday specials just like in general. I really feel like we should do a Thanksgiving one day too. So I'm excited to play this one.
Canadian or American? Or combined?
Oh, well. That'll be interesting to see which one we pick.
All right, next up, we are very lucky to be joined all the way from Florida by someone who ran a holiday one-shot for me last year. You may know her as Coral Petrichor or Mama Sass from Tales from the Glass Guarded World podcast. It's the inimitable Jessica. Thanks for joining us today, Jessica.
Why, thank you for having me, Shubert. That felt like a game show moment there.
Come on down.
All right, last but certainly not least, joining us last minute because he is the nicest person in the entire world. It's the creator, composer, and dungeon master of the Tales from the Glass Guarded World podcast and world-renowned Cave of Bob lover. It's Mike. Thank you so much for joining us, Mike.
I'm so nervous.
Woo!
I'm so nervous. I love Cave of Bob so much, and I can only make it worse. But I'm going to do my best.
Impossible.
Uproarious cheering sounds. I can see somebody doing the wave. Multiple people, actually, not just one guy.
What guy? All by himself.
Woo, Mike.
I am very excited. We didn't think we would ever get Mike to play Og, but here we are. And I hope you are excited as I am. Get your favorite drink, get your favorite beverage, get your favorite snack, and just take a deep breath, everyone, because this game is going to be really dumb and really silly.
Excellent.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to explain to you what Og is. In Og, you play a cave person struggling for survival in a hostile world of dinosaurs, mammoths, and other prehistoric beasties. The dinosaurs, mammoths, and prehistoric beasties want to eat you, and you want to eat them. You are very stupid. Bad things happen to you. You make bad things happen to things who make bad things happen to you. So it all works out. Unless you get eaten. So in Og, you get a choice between 18 words. You don't get all 18 words. Let me tell you about the list of 18 words. So did we mention that you are very stupid? Hampering your progress through this hostile, hungry world are your vast array of mental inabilities. Chief among these is your limited grasp of language. Human speech is in its infancy in the land of Og. Among the people of your tribe, only 18 words are known, and these words are you, me, rock, water, fire, stick, hairy, bang, sleep, smelly, small, big, cave, food, thing, shiny, go, and verisimilitude. Now, do you start play with all 18 words? Of course not. That would make you a smart cave person. Instead, you only know a fraction of these words. You may learn more words in the course of play. You might even get to coin new words unknown to your tribe. For now, you only know a few. When communicating with other characters in the game, you can only use these words, augmented by whatever grunts, hoots, trills, or other nonverbal noises you care to make. You can also supplement your communications with gestures. But of course, since this is an audio podcast, please describe your gestures. Curiously, your cave person does understand words that they don't know how to use themselves. All communication to other players must be expressed with your limited vocabulary. You may never address your fellow players out of character. Your few words, plus grunts, gestures, and if you're really talented, stick figure drawings are all you get. When in doubt, say your few words louder. That always helps. You may, however, step out of character to describe to the GM and to the audience at home what your character is doing. Although for ease of reference, the players and GM give the players names, the cave people are actually incapable of speaking them. They think of each other in their heads as, "Hey you!" and leave it at that. That was it for the description of how this game works. Next, we're going to go straight into character creation and make us some very silly characters. I guess before we get into that, I should ask, does anybody have any questions?
No.
Not yet. I'm going to save all my questions for later when I don't have the ability to, ask them.
You're going to be in character creation.
All right. So character creation, we're going to do this on air because it's quite simple and fun. So first, you're going to choose your starting class. And much like in Cave of Bob, I'm going to recommend that everybody here, when you're choosing your character and when you're playing the game, don't think with your head. Just think with your gut. Just go with your first reaction, whatever sounds good to you in the moment. Just go with that. Characters fall into 7 character classes. And those are eloquent, strong, banging, learned, fast, tough, grunting. So, you may all choose one of those 7. Would you like me to repeat the list?
No, but I don't remember what they all do. Eloquent, you get more words.
You're overthinking it, Mike.
Yeah, I'm not looking it up on purpose.
Okay.
What feels right?
I'll just go with the first one. I'll just go with eloquent.
Nice.
Perfect. I expect verisimilitude.
Yes, we all expect verisimilitude.
Prepare to be disappointed.
So I'll tell you what eloquent does now that you've chosen it. By caveman standards, you are a silver-tongued devil, capable of great feats of oratory. In other words, you know a few more words of the 18 words than anyone else does. You try to solve problems by talking your way through them, and consider yourself wildly persuasive. So when we all get to choose words, you're going to be able to get a few more than everybody else.
Okay.
Cristina, did you have any picks that looked good?
I'm going with tough.
Tough. All right, so
Tough.
you're going to be a lot harder to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody wants to hit you? Fine, let them hit you. You've got tough skin, and tough muscles, and tough bones, and the squishy parts that come out at people when a dinosaur bites them in two. Whatever you call it. Yours are tough too. In other words, you take less damage per hit. And Jessica.
I'm going with banging.
Banging. All right. You hit your combat opponents more frequently than other cave people. You were born with a stick or rock in your hand. Your response to any problem is to bang it, to hit it with a rock or stick. Now we have our 3 character classes. So Mike is going to be an eloquent cave person. Cristina is going to be a tough cave person. And Jessica is going to be a banging cave person. So we're going to figure out how many words you get. And we're going to do that by rolling a d6. So we'll start with Cristina. You want to roll 1d6?
I'm doing it, yeah. I got 4.
4? Okay. So
4
you
words.
add 2 to that. So you get 6
Wow,
words total.
I'm
Wow.
so smart.
Mm-hmm. All right, next is Jessica. Why don't you roll me a d6?
Also a 4.
Nice. All right, you also get 6 words.
All right.
And Mike,
And
you can either roll a d6, and so you can choose either of these results. You can either roll a d6 and add 4 to the result, or you can just take 2 more words than either of these 2 guys, whichever is higher.
do I have to pick now, or can I roll
No,
and then check?
you can roll it.
Okay, great. Good, because I rolled a 3, plus 4 is 7. I think I'd rather have 2 more than 6 instead, so I'll get 8 words.
Perfect.
Wow. Are you a genius?
Wow, we are a talky bunch.
This is definitely, by the way, the most words we've ever had in a game of Og. Sometimes we've had just 2 or 3 words for certain players. So I didn't mention this before, but you can actually take a word that isn't on the list of 18 by reducing the number of words you would otherwise get by 2.
Nah, I got everything I need right here.
I think I might do that, just to be different.
Whoa, you're too smart.
Should we share our words, or should we just have it emerge organically?
So let's all pick our words right now. Let's do it.
Okay.
Cristina, want to pick some words?
My 6 words are very self-centered, you might say. It's me, cave, water, sleep, food, fire.
Beautiful. That sounds like a haiku already. All right, next up, Jessica, do you want to tell us your words?
We managed to not pick any of the same words.
Nice. That's
Excellent.
cool.
I went with go, bang, rock, stick, thing, and Harry.
Nice. You got some good mix of words this time.
I have to admit, I almost picked Harry, so...
It's a good choice, I think, but, you know,
Yeah, I love
we'll see
it.
how things go.
You guys could have bonded over Harry.
Yeah, Harry. But instead, you're going to say it. I'm going to be like,
Ah.
Oh, I wish I could say that. All right, Mike, what about your eloquent cave person?
I have you, shiny, go, bang, food, and thing, and I traded in 2 words to add the word no.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. That's huge. This is groundbreaking, I think.
Okay.
A groundbreaking moment on House of Bob when a new word has been added to the Cave of Bob. So,
when a new word has been written on the wall.
so next up, we're going to just figure out how many points you get. Your points measure your cave person's ability to take physical punishment before keeling over. It's named after the sound you make when you lose them. So
Sure.
be sure to grunt vigorously whenever using this term. First up, let's get Cristina to roll another d6. See how you are.
Oh, Max.
Nice. All right, so you got 9.
Whoa.
Oh, right,
I'm
I
gonna-
should mention. It's 1d6 plus 3. So that, yeah, if you rolled 6, you got 9 points.
Wow.
That's for
Wow.
tough also?
Sorry, you're the tough cave person,
Mhm.
right? Okay, so you're actually supposed to roll after everyone else.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
but,
gonna
but
keep
you
it.
can keep that roll. Yeah. But
We'll
let's
see.
so yes, Cristina, you are a tough cave person, so you must roll after. So first, let's go to Jessica.
That's a 2.
All right, so that's plus 3, so you get 5 points. All right, Mike.
3,
All right, plus 3 is 6. Not bad.
6 points.
If you get reduced to 0, you become unconscious. But after that, it's lights out. Cristina rolled a 6 on your dice, so you may either choose to take that result, which is a 12, or get 3 more than the highest person, which was
Mike.
I had 6. So she'd rather
Well,
have the 12.
right 9
Yeah.
or 12.
I'm never gonna die.
All right, so Cristina, you got 12 points, which is definitely the toughest cave person we've ever had. All right, so your attack value is 5, unless you're a banging caveman, in which case it's a 4. And this is your chance of hitting your enemies when engaged in a fight. So you're going to want to roll 5 or above if you're a regular cave person, or 4 and above if you're banging.
Okay.
All right. So next up, note your damage value on your character sheet, which is a 1 unless any of you are strong. Everybody's damage value is just a 1. All right. So next up is your evade value, which is a 0 unless you're a fast cave person, which we also don't have. So everyone's evade value is 0, so that makes it easy for me. Now note how many abilities you get to pick during play. If you're a learned cave person, you get 6. Otherwise, you get 3. So everybody will get to pick 3 abilities during play. So rather than choosing your abilities before play starts, like most games, where you have to decide who your character is before you even start playing, in OG, we get to discover ourselves as we play. Isn't that beautiful? Whenever you want to use an ability, you just declare that you have it. Now, certain abilities you can only use if you have those particular abilities, and those are build, cook, draw, fire, swim, throw, weather. And the reason those abilities are so, you can't even use them if you don't have them. It's because they're just that advanced. Did any of you guys open up the OG PDF? There is the list of skills in there. Otherwise, I can just list them all to you. Some people like to sort of handicap themselves by choosing an ability or two before play. You know, it's up to you whether you guys want to do that or not.
Yes. I'll pick one right now. We'll see how well Hyde will come into play. Hopefully very well.
So you're going to be a cave person that blends in to their environment.
I'm a hiding specialist, even though I'm so tough.
I know, right?
This is how tough people live.
So the way the game works is that you will, when you want to do something, and it's difficult, I'll tell you to roll a d6. And if it's a skill that you don't have, you succeed on a 5 or a 6. If it's a skill that you do have, you succeed on a 3 or higher. Pretty simple.
Okay.
All right. So I think our cave people are done, except for one very, arguably important thing, which is your cave person's name.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cristina.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce us to your cave person, now that we know them a bit more?
Yes. Mine, you might say, is the great-great-great-great-grandfather of Triple B, who is known as Boboba.
Boboba. And Boboba is what again? What type of cave person?
Boboba, tough.
Jessica, would you like to introduce us to your cave person?
Wham.
Wham.
They were born into their name.
I've got a theme going.
And Wham is, of course, a banging cave person.
No relation to the George Michael band, I guess, right? Okay.
They're bangers too,
How
though.
could it be?
All right.
Happened a long time before that, Mike.
Or did it?
Oh my.
Oh,
In a
time
galaxy
traveler.
far away. No. This is actually a Star Wars one-shot.
I knew it.
Star Wars Og.
Yeah.
Or we
That would
all
be
play.
quite the twist. I wish I had thought of that.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Mike, do you want to introduce us to your cave person?
I am playing Grob.
Rob.
Eloquent.
Rob the Eloquent. All right, depending on how well Grob does, this could be the Cave of Grob at the end of this episode. So, let's play. Fade to black. Outside, the first fat flakes of snow are falling and melting as they touch the ground. And they're resting on the green needles of pine trees. The smell of their sap is wafting gently in the air, followed by a wind cold enough to send all the little critters scampering back to their warm dens. Inside the cave, the fire is burning bright and hot, and a veil of smoke clings to the ceiling. A large group of people are gathered around the fire, but 3 figures are standing separated from the rest. And they're not you, by the way.
I was certain it was us.
No, you're in the crowd.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds right.
One figure is absurdly old and even has gray hair.
Whoa.
They're easily the oldest person you've ever seen.
Oh, the oldest person anywhere.
They must be over 30.
Wow.
You recognize them as the tribe's elder.
If I could count to 30, that would mean a lot.
It would. Yeah, you have no idea what that means, but for the audience.
I mean, they've always been alive in my point of view.
Yes.
You recognize them as the clan's elder, and standing beside them is 2 younger clan members, one of whom appears to be holding a baby in their arms. It's at this point that you ask how Babby formed.
I can't ask that.
I can't ask that.
Yeah, that's-
I could say no.
I can
Just kidding.
ask food while pointing at it.
Bang?
I mean, that's how baby form.
So there's a murmur in the audience coming from some of the cave people. The elder says a whole bunch of words that you barely understand. Something about a magic baby. And then suddenly, they point at you, each of you, and they actually say your names. Boboba. Wham. Grob. An unintelligible murmur reverberates through the crowd, but the elder suddenly blows a huge conch shell and says to you 3 directly, in words that you can actually understand, "Small me, go big rock." And they point to the couple with the baby, and then the direction of a nearby rocky hilltop. Small, smelly thing, go sleep, big rock." And they point at the small child, who's happily watching the fire. You. And they point to you again. Go shiny thing. Go smelly thing. Go big thing. Go. And as they say go, the people, your fellow clan members that you feel so close to, start pushing you out of the cave.
No. No.
And they repeat again as you're being pushed out of the cave. They repeat, "Go, shiny thing! Go, smelly thing! Go, big thing!"
No, go.
Wham grabs their rock. Trusty rock. Bang!
Boboba just is not having this. He tries to turn around. Me sleep.
You try to resist, but the mass of cave people is just pushing you guys out, and everybody seems quite ready to pull out their own sticks and rocks and poke you guys out of the cave.
Cave. Cave.
Wham holds the rock above their head and goes, "Bang rock! Bang rock! Bang rock!" And goes.
All right. Well, Grob will point at the rock and say, "No, bang, go, you go."
That was beautiful.
And he starts walking out of the cave and down the hill.
So eloquent.
Some of the other cave people just look at Grob, confused. You can kind of see in their eyes, they're just kind of like, "Man, what a nerd." But Wham, some of the other cave people actually start chanting with you, "Bang rock, bang rock, bang rock," and they seem pretty stoked about you going out and banging rock.
Yeah. I think I just became a celebrity.
You're the rock.
Grob looks at you jealously.
Just go. Boboba is just like, me water, and like dragging their feet out the cave.
As you exit the warmth of the cave, you're overwhelmed not only by the cold air, but also by a strange sight, a strange smell, and a strange sound. What do you want to check out first?
Go shiny.
Boboba puts hand up to ear.
Wham points at whatever the thing with C is. It goes thing, thing, thing.
So you each go in completely separate directions.
Grob looks at Boboba's ear. Where?
Me?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Do we have sex or gender? Have we determined that? Are we all cavemen, cave women?
That's totally up to you.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Did say Boboba was the great-great-grandfather, so in this case,
Okay.
caveman.
Okay.
I've been using they thus far, but, whatevs.
Okay.
We don't have gender. We're just cave people.
Yeah, I mean, there literally are no words to describe any
Yeah,
gender.
exactly.
All right, so I'm just going to have to stick with them and they then. All right. Grob walks up to Boboba and begins inspecting where Boboba has held their hand up to their ear.
Boboba just goes, me food? Sleep?
No.
Water?
No.
Puts my finger up. Fire.
Go.
Me fire?
You go thing.
Boboba just starts walking towards where they heard the sound.
All right.
Me fire.
Grob will follow.
What about Wham? Is Wham
Wham's heading
following these guys?
towards whatever the thing to see was.
Oh, the big thing.
The big
that,
thing.
that you saw.
Yeah, I'm heading towards the big thing.
Okay, so Wham is splitting the party. Oh boy.
Too many choices.
Yep, right off the
All
bat.
right. All right.
Wham has their own path.
All right, well, you guys might meet up later if you don't all die.
All right. Well, Grob will attempt one last time to persuade Wham, and Grob shouts at them, "No, go!" and points in the direction that Boboba is walking.
Boboba's really small in the distance at this point. Has not stopped.
Wham points to the big thing and says, "Thing, bang!" and holds up the rock.
All right. Then Grob just shrugs and says, "Bang thing," and
Wham to wham.
and follows Boboba.
Wham, get a wham.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now, as you guys are all walking in different directions, and the sun is glinting through the snow, and let's let the audience get a good look at you all, since we haven't heard what you all look like. Cristina, do you want to describe what Boboba looks like?
Boboba, they're actually quite wide and short. Kind of, if you think Danny DeVito, but with long caveman hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much a great explanation of what I imagine Boboba looks like.
Sounds great. What about you, Jessica? What does Wham look like?
Wham is short, skinny, and covered in bruises.
That makes a lot of sense.
Perpetual bruises. Yep,
Just one big bruise, eh?
Just basically, like, various colors, but bruises.
Nice. And what about you, Mike? What does Grob, the eloquent cave person, look like?
Grob is average height, but very skinny because he has neglected his diet because he spent so much time working on no. It took a lot of effort.
All right, so you're malnourished because you spent so much time perfecting a new word.
Learning's hard.
That's right.
That most people don't even understand.
That's right.
It makes them mad when you say it to them every time.
Yeah, it's made you a little bit of an outsider, but you're thinking maybe there's a reason why you were picked for this mission. So Boba and Grob are headed off in the direction of something that they heard. And Wham is headed off in the direction of something that they saw.
I don't think there was any way we were going to come to a consensus.
Yeah. Let's do Boba and Grob first. So, Boba? Boboba. Sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. I mean, most people don't even know your name, but
Boboba furrows the brow at The sky. You can't really tell because I always have a furrowed brow, but even more so.
Wow. So Boboba and Grob, they head off in the direction of a peculiar sound that they hear. Now, neither of you could even begin to describe this sound, but it almost sounds like birds singing, but almost like a mix of that and the sounds of people grunting, or maybe children grunting, like high-pitched voices that are like whistling almost. You hear this sing-songy voice on the wind, and you follow it through the trees, and you're getting closer and closer. Now, what's your approach here? Because you're getting pretty close to the sound, and you think that you're kind of in a thickly wooded area, but pretty soon here, you're going to be in kind of visual range.
Right. Well, Boboba is going to use one of their new abilities, Explorer, to eyeball these new sounds and what they belong to. Let's put a sight to these sounds. And I have to roll a d6?
Yeah, that's right. So what's your goal here with your exploratory mission? Are you kind of just like scouting ahead and trying to find a spot where you can like see these things?
Yeah, I want to sort of like maybe even see if I can like climb up a tree and look down at them so they can't see us, hopefully.
Wow. That's quite a plan. All right.
Yeah, tree climbing. We'll see how good I am at that. And I got a 5.
Nice.
5 to explore.
And just for the audience at home, in the past we've just treated 6s as a regular success. I'm going to treat a 6 today as a critical success.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's going to be doing something even better than a regular success. And a 1, as per usual, will make your cave person forget the task that they are trying to do.
Right.
Forget the skill that they have. But luckily, Cristina rolled a 5, and you have that skill. Even if you didn't, you'd succeed at it. But you have managed to find a tree to scramble up, and you look.
And Boboba puts 2 hands around their eyes.
Grob says no.
I'm holding the tree really tight with my thighs.
Boboba has very muscular thighs, just gripping onto this tree.
Just like Danny DeVito.
Yeah. And he's got his hands up to his face, almost like binoculars, if that were even close to being invented. We're like...
Yeah, they don't even know why they're doing it.
It's instinct.
This just seems right.
We're like a million years away from that.
It just seems right.
It just feels right. And what you see is very strange. You see small you. Small you. And also shiny thing. Small shiny thing. And small food. Small food, small shiny, small you. You get the picture? I think I'm painting a pretty good picture.
Oh, yeah. No, I 100% know what's happening.
Okay. So just for the audience at home, you can totally ignore this. You don't know what's really happening. But just for the audience at home, what Cristina's character, Boboba, sees up in the tree through...
Can I take my headphones off?
No, you can hear this.
All right.
I just trust that you won't metagame and use this information.
I'll take it. I'll take them off. That's right.
You can't promise that.
Give me a thumbs up when I can put them on. I want to be totally in the dark.
Okay, cool. So what you see basically is a table, almost in a banquet on top of this table of very, very small, shiny plates holding small, delicious food morsels. And around this table, you've never even seen a table, so it's a plank of wood. It's a plank of wood held up by other planks of wood.
I mean, that's a fucking table.
Yeah, somebody built something, which is incredible. only like one person you know can even build anything. So that's pretty crazy. And you see these shiny things. You don't know what they are, but you see food on top of these shiny things that looks delicious. And you see these little people. These little, almost like cave people, but less dirty. And they're all running around and eating and having lots of fun and singing. And that's what you see. Mike, you're good to put your headphones back on.
Okay, I didn't hear any of that.
Nope.
It was
metagaming for Mike.
horrendous. Like, just the imagery there was just, woo!
Oh,
Sickening.
oh dear.
So Boboba is going to shimmy back down the tree towards Grob. I'm going to look at Grob and be, cave? And I'm going to point, food.
Food.
Me food. And I
Go food.
Start walking.
Go food. Bang food.
Boboba says, me food. Keeps on walking.
Grob follows behind Boboba, sort of dancing around behind him excitedly. Shiny food?
Boboba is going to put their big meaty hand on your head and be like, sleep. Sleep.
Grob looks down at the ground, disappointed, and says, no food?
Food me. Sleep.
Oh.
All right. Grob hangs his head and begins. I guess he points back in the direction of the cave they came from, and says, "Go." Points to himself.
Boboba looks concerned, but has no way of stopping you. They just stare at you. Cave, me, food, and I point towards where I was walking.
All right, Grob looks disappointed and sad and just points toward the cave or where you're pointing and says, "Go."
Aw. Food! I just start shaking you.
Okay. Grob is not sure that he's getting it, so he'll just kind of follow a bit behind.
Boboba likes this and just keeps continuing forward. You don't cramp Boboba's style, you know?
Okay. All right. I can do that. I'll hang back. I have no idea what I'm walking into.
A trap, obviously. This is, yeah.
A food trap, though.
So what's happening? I heard a lot of words.
Yeah, a lot of words happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think Boboba is enticed by what he saw from the tree. Definitely those little me's or little you's, as you said, those freak him out. But more importantly, food. Food on this wood, and I cannot wait.
So you're headed straight over?
Correct.
And what about Grob? What is Grob doing?
Grob is hanging back. He's got the impression that there is food, but it is not for him. And that he'd better hang back, or maybe he gets banged. And he doesn't want to get banged. He knows that Boboba is not banging, but Boboba is tough. And Grob is not. So Grob is going to hang back, follow a distance behind Boboba, and just see what happens.
Very, very wise cave person is Grob, potentially.
Also very confused, so he's just going to hang back because I don't really understand what's going on. So
maybe a little sad.
Yes, definitely sad.
But no words for that.
Feeling left out. No words, no emotions, just anger.
Just confusion.
All right, so Boboba is going to head down while Grob waits sadly on the sidelines. Boboba?
Boboba.
You start heading towards this singing. You're getting very close now. Now, what's your approach? Just head straight in? That's seems like what you were doing. Just
Yep. I'm just going to head straight in. I'm going to be chanting, food me, food me, food me.
nice.
Hands waving in the air excitedly.
Nice. Okay, I might have to make you roll a diplomacy for that. All right, so you roll in Food me. Food me. Food me. I mean,
Food me.
whew, this is powerful stuff. And as soon as you walk up on the scene that you just saw, all the little youths are gone. Disappeared. But the pieces of wood stacked on top of each other and the shiny things that are holding food things, those are all still there.
Boboba's going to look around and then kind of look around, over. Cave? Use my explore. Can I see where they hid to?
Sure. Roll me another explore to see if you can try to find them.
Boom.
Ooh, a critical success.
6, boy.
You're looking around everywhere. Look in the trees. You look
I look
in
down.
other trees. You look down at fallen trees. You look up at the tops of trees. You don't see anything except a lot of trees. But then you see a glint of something, and you look under the pile of wood holding up the things. You see a little small you. And they don't see you, but they're clearly trying to hide. They're eating food things.
Oh my gosh, they are a small me. I do these things.
Hashtag relatable.
Hashtag caves. Hashtag relatable. Well, Boboba gets excited seeing such a me be me. That they start walking towards them and waving their hands going, food, food, food me? And I take a plate.
All right.
But I don't know what this is for, so I throw the plate away and I grab just the food.
As soon as you touch the plate, it disappears in a poof. It's gone.
Well, now I just start screaming, fire! Fire!
You look under the table, and the little you is gone too.
Do I hear Boboba screaming fire?
It's hard to miss it. It reverberates through the forest. Fire! Fire! Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick up a stick. Can I find a stick? A branch?
You can find a branch. There are lots of branches around.
All right, I'm going to pick one of them up, and I'm going to run in that direction.
You do so. So, Boboba, you see Grob running over to you, stick in hand.
And I'm just pointing where the food disappeared, which is kind of just in front of me. And I'm like, fire!
Okay. Grob looks in that direction and then sort of straightens up and says, no.
This is why I'm saying no makes people so angry.
Grob, so much attitude.
Boboba just gets huffy. Food me, food fire.
Do I see any food around? What do I
You
see
do.
here?
Yes. So, Grob, I'll explain what you see. You see a large, well, there's a big piece of wood, but it's very low on the ground. And it's being held up by some other pieces of wood.
Okay.
On top of this low piece of wood is a bunch of shiny things. Shiny round things. You don't know round.
Right, of course.
Shiny things. And on top of the shiny things are little food things. And I didn't even say, but in the center of the table is just piled up other things. Shiny things.
All right. Grob loses interest in the food and where Boboba is pointing and just says, shiny. Shiny things. Shiny things. Go. Shiny things, you. And then he points back in the direction they came from.
Me cave?
Yeah. Can't say yes. All right, so Grob...
Just say no twice.
Double negative. They'll get it.
Yeah, that'd be
Exactly.
great.
I'll understand that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Shiny, go. So Grob just walks over and grabs some of these plates and just is fascinated by them being shiny. Can I pick them up?
Yeah, you try to pick one up.
Sure, yeah.
You touch the shiny thing, and it disappears.
All right, I'll try another one.
All right, you grab another one. It disappears.
Boboba just starts pointing and pointing. Fire! Fire!
All right, I'm going to just start saying, no, and desperately grab at all the plates.
All right. As you desperately grab for them, as soon as you touch each one by one, they disappear into the air as if they were never there to begin with.
And the food's gone too?
Yep, everything you touch is just gone. You don't even feel its touch. It's just as soon as you put your hand where it is, it's just gone.
Oh, Grob is so upset. He says, "No food, no shiny." And he turns to Boboba and he says, "You."
Me?
And he points at him. You, no shiny.
Me? I just shrug at him. Me food. Me food? Fire.
What about the wood on top of wood? Can I grab that?
AKA the table.
Yes, the table.
You try to grab the piece of wood on top of the piece of wood. And it too disappears.
Oh.
And all of the things that it was holding up come clattering onto the ground. But they don't disappear.
Boboba starts shaking their head. I understand. Boboba thinks, me sleep. Me sleep. Just starts laying down.
Gonna have a nap?
Gonna try to wake up from this nap. This must be one of those bad nightmare dreams where food disappears. Boboba's had it many times.
Wow. Grob is totally flummoxed. Yep, I'm stumped. Grob just stands there looking around, throws his arms up in the air and says, "No food, no shiny."
Wow. I think that's a great dramatic moment to skip back over to Jessica with Wham. Over on the other side of the forest, Wham is hiking towards a great peak. Well, it's more of a hill, but it's a rocky hill. And at the top of this rocky hill is a big tree. And you've seen this before. You kind of... You don't really think about it, but you kind of use it in your head to kind of position yourself. You always think, like, where is Big Tree right now? You know?
Sure.
Where is Big Tree?
Yeah.
And sometimes even when you're in the cave, you just know where Big Tree is.
Big Tree, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can't say that, but you think it.
No, I think it.
Mm-hmm.
In very abstract terms.
Yeah. And right now you're hiking straight towards Big Tree, but what's weird is there's something in Big Tree. There's a big thing in Big Tree.
It's not normal.
It's not normal at all.
No.
So you're hiking towards it, and you hear some hoots, and you hear some strange animal noises, some creepy crawlies here and there. You're making your way towards the peak. It's not too far away.
Wham's chanting, bang, rock, bang, rock, all the way.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
As you chant, you can hear the echoes of your calls bouncing off the hill in the distance, and you can see the critters jumping away in fear of you. And you make your way to the foot of the hill, and you see now at the top of the hill in the tree, this big thing is moving around. There's another big thing hovering over it in the air. Mm-hmm. Do you keep making your way up the hill?
Bang rock. Bang rock.
It's a bit of a tricky hill to climb up. So why don't you give me a climb check?
Okay,
to see if you fall to your death.
Let's see. That's not a skill I have. Oh, that's a 3.
And you said that's not a skill that you have.
That's not a skill that I have.
So that's actually a failure, but you don't forget how to climb. So you get a little more bruised up. You're already quite bruised.
Yeah.
But you get one more. So take 1 point as you try to scramble up a bit of a cliff wall, and you just fall flat on your butt. But you pick yourself up. You're tough caveman. Well, you're actually not that tough.
Not that
you're,
tough.
They're
really
not tough.
You're more
at all.
banging.
Yeah.
But you pick yourself up, to bang another day, and you keep climbing.
Yep.
So give me one more climb check to see if you make it up this or forget how to climb entirely.
I forget how to climb entirely.
Oh no.
Find something I'd rather bang.
You try to scramble up this cliff again, and wham, you fall flat
Yeah.
on your butt again. Take one more point.
As your namesake
Uh-huh.
goes. Another bruise for the collection.
And suddenly you think, maybe I should just climb up the backside of the hill instead of going straight up the cliff.
I mean, sure. That makes sense. Bang rock.
And so it takes you a little bit longer, but you make your way up. A little more embarrassed and worse for wear, but you make it, and you see, and now you can finally hear this big thing. This big thing in this tree is in some kind of distress, and there's another big thing in the air that seems to be possibly attacking it, trying to take something from it, trying to grab at it. You're not sure, but it's a big, big thing in the air and a big, big thing in the tree.
I'm going to take my rock. I'm going to use my skill. I'm going to throw it at the thing that's flying.
Wow.
Whoa.
All right, it's pretty far up.
That's okay.
It's a big tree.
I mean, rock go bang. Yeah.
Rock go bang. Let's see if rock go bang.
That's a 4.
All right, rock go bang.
Rock go bang.
That is one of your skills, right?
Yes.
You said you took throw.
I took throw.
And what's your objective here? Is it to you threw a rock at it,
Yeah.
so you want to.
I want to scare it away.
All right.
Scare whatever the flying thing is away.
All right, it takes a rock to the beak, and it goes, and it flaps its wings angrily, and suddenly it looks down at you. Roll initiative. No, just kidding. It's just you. No, but this thing is it's angry, and it's coming for you now.
It's gonna come for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to try to bite you.
Okay.
And it rolled a 6, which is critical success,
It's not good.
as we know.
It's not good for me.
So take 2 damage as...
Wham. Wham is not doing well.
Wham lives as they died. Or dies as they lived. Whamming.
So yeah, you take 2 points
Uh-huh.
as this huge reptilian bird-like creature flies from the top of the tree and soars down at you and takes a big chunk of your flesh out. This ain't no bruise, Wham.
No.
This is gonna hurt tomorrow, and the weeks to come. What are you gonna do now? It's right in your face.
Can I find another rock near me on the ground? Because I threw my rock.
Oh man, you did throw your rock.
I threw my rock.
Can you find another rock? I did describe this hill as rocky, so
Rocky.
I'm gonna say that you can find a rock.
Thank you. I would like to take a rock and, you guessed it, bang.
Wow, brilliant.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Didn't even need to spend 10 minutes thinking about it first. All right.
Well,
Oh no.
Oh, no.
that was a 2.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
we
you
didn't
don't forget
I don't forget.
how to bang. That's good, at least.
That's
But you
good.
do fail at banging.
I do fail at banging.
Yes. And the creature looks nonplussed.
Sure.
But the creature in the tree, you can't really see what's going on with it because you got a big
I got a big bird.
pterodactyl creature
Yeah.
in your face. But the creature in the tree starts throwing rocks down,
You guys are best friends.
and he hits the
Yay!
big thing in front of you. So that's another damage that you've both dealt to it.
Well done, other thing.
Now it's the creature. It looks back up at the tree, quite angrily.
Sure.
Looks at you, also angrily.
Yeah.
And in pterodactyl it says, "Ugh." I cannot even. I'm done. I'm out. which sounds kind of more like
Pterodactyl's like, oh, not another banger.
and you see it fly away.
I raise the rock above my head and go, big rock! Big rock!
And the thing in the tree responds to your bang rock with a
rock! Rock, go!
Oh, they sound so sad now.
Big?
You don't seem to be making much progress with your words, but it does seem to be kind of sad. It starts making a kind of noise that fills you with a sense of I need to either make this stop or help it or something, because it starts wailing.
Is it still in the tree?
It is. It's at the very top of the tree.
I'm gonna take my rock and I'm gonna bang on the tree. Big rock! Big rock!
All right, you do this. And the thing starts screaming even louder and going and it holds on really, really tightly to the tree. And you see its eyes go wide with fear.
It's still yelling?
Yeah. If you can call that yelling.
I'm gonna keep hitting the tree. Big rock! Big rock!
You seem to have reached an impasse.
Are you trying to shake it down or cut the tree down?
I don't make the sound stop.
Oh, well, that's fair.
The sound seems to get louder and louder the more you bang rock.
Wham's gonna put one hand over one ear and the rock over the other ear and just yell, go, go, and start running away. Hopefully not off the cliff. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you weren't very clear.
Yeah, where are you running towards?
Away, just down the hill, the way I came, just away from the noise.
All right. Yeah, you cover your ears, and as soon as you cover your ears, you notice that the sound stops, and you run away because you can't hear anything.
Because I can't hear anything anymore.
Uh-oh.
Just let me look
I
at,
heard a lot
look
of
at my
notes.
All right, you run away, and as you're running down the hill, you see that there's actually a cave on the side of this hill that you couldn't see on your way up.
Yeah.
And there's a glow from inside the cave.
I head for the cave. I'm real hurt.
Okay.
I don't feel good.
Okay. You head for this cave, hoping that maybe there's some ewes there that are nice.
Fire good.
And there's, fire good. And you head towards this cave. There's a pungent smell coming from it. Reminds you of your own cave type of pungent smell.
Cave, sweet cave.
With kind of food and fire and people. But instead of ewes, you see hairy ewes. Big hairy ewes. And this cave, you can see from a little ways away, it's got all kinds of big hairy ewes. And as you approach, some of them see you coming up, and they say, with furrowed brow, they say,
Go. And the hands go back over the ears.
Oh, no.
Hand of the rock. Go.
all right, you see them get sticks and rocks
Uh-oh.
and point them in your direction, and they say, "Ma!" And they look pretty angry.
I'm gonna run away.
All right, Oh, I didn't actually even mention, but all of you get Runaway as a free skill.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because your ancestors, they learned to run away. That's
Yes.
how you
all
were
the
born.
best cave people
Yeah,
ran
yeah.
away.
Mhm.
Yep.
So roll me a Runaway as sticks and stones are being hurled in your direction. Did you roll a 1?
Uh-oh.
I absolutely rolled another one.
Oh my god.
You can forget to run away.
You absolutely can forget how to run away. All right.
Wham just stands there.
You completely forget how to run away. And you are soon surrounded by hairy, big ewes with sticks and rocks. And you are pummeled by them.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Until you fall unconscious.
Okay, because that didn't take long. I only had one left at that point.
Oh, no.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Well, then that makes a lot of sense.
You just ended up standing there.
The first one pokes me just a little bit in the arm, and I'm down.
Mhm. And you drift into unconsciousness, but you are not dead.
Thank you for listening to the Cave of Bob Holiday Special, Part 1. Part 2 will be released in 2 weeks. If you want to support the House of Bob, you can give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Find the House of Bob on social media at the House of Bob. You can join the House of Bob Discord server and chat with the players, GMs, and other listeners. Artwork for this episode was made by Trevor. Editing and music for this episode were done by me, Mike. The House of Bob would like to thank all the generous patrons who support them every month through Patreon. Thank you to Ben Carter, whose soothing voice I use to help me go to sleep at night. I may have said too much. Connor, whose name means lover of hounds in Irish. But sadly, I've heard that hounds don't love him back. They're just pretending, Connor. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. Podrick, who is too cool to just go by Patrick. Take that, people named Patrick. Brandon, whose name might also be of Irish origin, or it could be Old English, in which case it means Gorse Hill. Gorse is, of course, a flowering plant. His last name also means hill, though, so his name is probably Hill. Ron, who does not go by Ronald, possibly due to the long shadow cast by an infamous clown. What a shame. Team Eamon, who I'm not going to make fun of because they're a whole group of people, apparently, and maybe they're a martial arts team or something. Pavel, who it says here collects fancy bones. That's what it says. I'm just reading off the paper right here. That's kind of gross, Pavel. Christine, who is at this very moment resisting the urge to correct my grammar. Tom, who according to these records has the sense of smell of 10 ordinary men. That doesn't really make sense, but good for you, Tom. Elias, a person who is rumored to be allergic to vanilla yogurt. Oddly specific. Mark, whose motto is, "You'll never be a stranger to anyone if you stalk them for a few weeks and collect enough information to persuade them that you actually know them and they have forgotten you, much to their embarrassment." That's quite the motto. Mary, who is quite contrary, but also airy, wary, and if she's staying in the Cave of Bob spirit, hairy. Jessica, who simply cannot resist doing a silly voice, even when she already has too many to keep track of. Ray, who has gone bye-bye, Egon. Scooter, who teaches people to break into places and to destroy and steal stuff. Yes, he's Scooter the Looter Tooter. Tyler, who, according to this paper, knows the location of hidden Aztec gold, and I am not to mention it. Oh, oops. Josh, who says anytime is a good time to sniff glue. Keith, about whom there is nothing interesting to say. That's what it says right here. Nothing interesting. Just move on. Very well. Blucket 12, who knows all too well that 11 Bluckets are not enough. Tom, who is not the same as the previous Tom. This Tom smells as bad as 10 ordinary men. He's probably the arch nemesis of the previous Tom. Jessica, who is probably not the same as the previous Jessica, but could be a clone who has dedicated her life to destroying the original.
Kieran, who is making a strange face while listening to this. Stop that. What if someone slapped you in the back and your face got stuck like that? Mike, hey, that's me. Thanks, me. Sylvia, who is ultimately to blame for me being in this episode, so you can send her your hate mail. Luke, who is not cool with Star Wars or biblical references, so I'll just move on. And Volt, who has been following the House of Bob for far too long. Don't you have anything better to do? Go outside or something. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Roll on.
I should retcon his voice. Dang it.
His voice can change.
I
Don't
should have him
worry.
say now.
You can definitely. You haven't exited the cave, so nothing is set in stone yet.
I haven't saved
Yeah.
my character yet.
Yeah, you haven't
The
saved yet.
character editor screen. Would you like to change anything about your character before you start the
Yeah.
game?
We're back. How's everyone feeling? Everyone pretty good? Good to keep going
Yeah.
for a little while.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could get that TPK.
I know. I've put us on the right track for that.
Yep.
Certainly did.
I definitely don't know how to get back to you.
Wham is doing their part.
By immediately splitting the party. Yeah, I'm like the veteran DM and like D&D player. Just first thing she does is immediately splits the party.
I mean,
Of course.
if you're playing a dumb character, go for it.
Yeah,
We're stupid.
exactly. You went with
We're
your
s-
gut,
I
and
did.
I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
And like, there was no way for us to talk about it. So
Yeah. I'm going to give Jessica, I'm going to give your character Wham 10,000 experience points.
Woo!
Wow.
Where the points don't matter, and this is all made up.
Exactly.